What we know about Mark Rogers' fate on Moonshiners, a reality TV series on the Discovery Channel, has captivated audiences for years by offering an inside look into the clandestine world of illegal liquor production in the Appalachian region. One of the central figures in the series has been Mark Rogers, a moonshiner with a reputation for his craft and an intriguing on-screen presence. Fans of the show have been curious about Mark Rogers' fate, especially as his storyline has taken several unexpected twists. In this article, we will explore everything we know about Mark Rogers' fate on Moonshiners, from his rise to fame on the show to the various challenges he's faced throughout the years, including personal and legal struggles, as well as the mysteries surrounding his departure from the show. The rise of Mark Rogers on Moonshiners. Mark Rogers first appeared on Moonshiners during its early seasons. The show, which started airing in 2011, followed a group of individuals who illegally distill moonshine in the Appalachian Mountains of Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. These individuals, often referred to as Moonshiners, live off the grid and deal with the authorities' constant threat of intervention. Although many of the featured Moonshiners are portrayed as outlaws, the show has crafted a narrative where they are romanticized as being part of a rich cultural tradition. Mark Rogers entered the series as a seasoned moonshiner who had been practicing the craft for decades. He quickly became a fan favorite because of his hands-on approach to moonshining and his unique style of producing the high-proof liquor. Mark's personality was another key factor in his success on the show. He was known for his dry humor, ingenuity, and work ethic. His partnership with other prominent moonshiners on the show, including Tim Smith, provided an additional layer of drama and camaraderie to the series. What set Mark apart from some of the other moonshiners was his quiet determination and practical attitude. Rather than trying to attract attention, he focused on maintaining a low profile, which is a crucial part of surviving in the world of moonshining. As viewers followed his journey, they gained insight into the intricacies of the distillation process and the challenges faced by those who operate outside the law. His technical skill and steadfast commitment to his craft made him a notable figure on the show. The legal struggled moonshining lifestyle, while romanticized on television, is illegal. Throughout his time on Moonshiners, Mark Rogers found himself grappling with the law in ways that reflected the dangerous nature of the trade. One of the key plot lines involving Mark during the show's run was the ongoing conflict with law enforcement. Like many of his fellow moonshiners, Mark had to be extremely cautious about his activities, carefully evading law enforcement agents who were always on the lookout for illegal operations. At one point during the series, Mark's legal troubles became more pronounced when the authorities discovered a stash of his moonshine. This moment was one of the most tense and dramatic scenes in the show, as it highlighted the stakes involved in producing illegal liquor. The presence of law enforcement in the show further emphasized the high-risk nature of moonshining, something that was already evident in Mark's decision to remain out of the public eye. These real-life legal struggles were woven into Mark's storyline throughout the show. While Moonshiners is often seen as a docudrama, blending fact with fiction for entertainment value, the legal risks faced by Mark were genuine. His interactions with the law added an extra layer of authenticity to his character, as fans could relate to the ever-present tension between risk and reward that moonshiners like him lived. With the disappearance of Mark Rogers from Moonshiners as the years went by, Mark Rogers seemed to fade from the spotlight. Fans began to notice his absence from recent seasons, and speculation about his fate started to circulate. Did he leave the show voluntarily, or was something more serious at play? The answers weren't immediately clear, and it wasn't until later that details began to emerge. The most common rumor circulating about Mark's departure from Moonshiners was that he faced significant legal trouble. Many speculated that he had been forced to leave the show due to ongoing legal battles or because of an arrest related to moonshining activities. This was a plausible theory given the dangerous nature of the trade, as moonshiners were regularly caught and arrested by law enforcement. However, there has never been any public confirmation of these allegations, and no official statements were made by Mark himself or the producers of the show. Another theory that gained traction was that Mark simply decided to retire from moonshining. After all, the risks associated with the trade are high, and the allure tempting for someone like Mark, who had already achieved a certain level of fame and success on the show. It's also worth noting that the moonshining business has changed over time, with more individuals seeking out legal avenues to produce and distribute alcohol. Mark's traditional style of moonshining might have become less feasible or appealing. In an official statement from the producers of Moonshiners, they explained that Mark had taken a step back from the show for personal reasons. However, the details behind that statement remain unclear. It is possible that Mark decided to prioritize his personal life, or he may have faced health concerns that kept him from continuing on the show. These vague explanations only fueled further speculation, leaving fans to wonder if there was more to the story than met the eye. Mark Rogers' legacy on Moonshiners. Despite his absence from recent seasons of Moonshiners, Mark Rogers' impact on the show cannot be overstated. He was one of the key figures who helped establish the show's appeal, providing audiences with an authentic look at the craft of moonshining. His practical approach to the trade and his skill as a distiller set a high bar for other characters on the show. Even though he is no longer featured in the series, his legacy remains a significant part of the show's history. Mark's character also contributed to the larger narrative of Moonshiners, which centered around the preservation of Appalachian traditions and the moonshining culture. He was portrayed as someone who respected the craft's history and its deep cultural roots. His dedication to creating high-quality moonshine was evident, and his calm demeanor helped balance the more dramatic personalities of other moonshiners. Mark's legacy on the show also involves his role in showcasing the complexity of moonshining as a business. The show highlighted how these moonshiners are not simply making alcohol, but are part of a larger subculture that operates on the fringes of society. Mark's methods of distillation, his innovation, and his ability to deal with the intricacies of the moonshining business helped viewers understand the challenges faced by individuals involved in this illicit trade. Conclusion: Mark Rogers' fate on Moonshiners remains one of the show's most intriguing mysteries. While the details of his departure are not fully known, his time on the show was marked by a blend of personal drama, legal struggles, and a deep passion for the craft of moonshining. Whether he retired from the trade, faced legal troubles, or simply stepped away from the spotlight, Mark Rogers left a lasting impression on Moonshiners and its fans. His legacy as one of the show's most authentic and skilled moonshiners will continue to be felt long after his departure from the series. In the world of Moonshiners, where the line between fact and fiction is often blurred, Mark Rogers remains a symbol of the rugged individualism and resilience that the show celebrates. Although his story may not be as clear-cut as some fans would like, it is undeniable that Mark Rogers played an essential role in the success and longevity of the show. For now, we can only speculate about what the future holds for Mark Rogers, but his influence on the moonshining culture and on Moonshiners is undeniable. What we know about Mark Rogers' fate on Moonshiners. Mark Rogers, a name synonymous with the hit Discovery Channel show Moonshiners, captured the hearts and attention of viewers with his daring antics and bold personality. Since the show first aired in 2011, it has brought the dangerous world of illegal moonshining into the mainstream. As one of the show's more intriguing figures, Rogers' fate on Moonshiners has left fans questioning his future on the show and his life outside of it. Over the years, Mark Rogers' journey on the show has been filled with a mix of triumphs, controversies, and speculation. What do we really know about his fate on Moonshiners? The rise of Mark Rogers on Moonshiners. Mark Rogers first appeared on Moonshiners in the earlier seasons of the show, where he quickly established himself as one of the more adventurous and unpredictable figures in the moonshining world. His involvement in the illegal alcohol business is rooted in tradition, and his expertise in distilling was quickly recognized by both the show's crew and his fellow cast members. Rogers had been involved in the craft of moonshining long before the cameras began rolling, following in the footsteps of family members who had passed down the craft through generations. While Moonshiners features several real-life characters who are known for their moonshining skills, Rogers' persona stood out due to his rugged nature, no-nonsense attitude, and his ability to get things done, even if it meant bending or breaking the law. He wasn't afraid of getting into risky situations, which added an exciting dynamic to the show. As a result, viewers were drawn to his wild